Action News at 10. She's been missing for months. Action News has learned that there may be holes in her stepmother's story.
Plus, a couple pulled to safety seconds before their truck explodes.
I remember Flame coming here and getting me a little bit, and Flame on both sides just reaching up and saying, pull me out, pull me out, pull me out.
The nation mourns one of the longest-serving senators of all time.
You may have to tap a little deeper into your pockets for a cold one.
Get out my door right now!
Plus, a news crew almost becomes the news during an undercover investigation.
Live from Fox 30, this is Action News at 10. Coverage you can count on.
Tonight, we are learning new information about the one person who was there when little Haley Cummings disappeared.
It's been 6 months since she was last seen, and now we know that Misty Cummings took at least 3 recent polygraphs. The tests were not given by the Sheriff's Department. They were given by a group called Equisearch. And according to its website, she failed miserably. It's new information at 10. Let's get right to Action News' Leslie Corsi in Putnam County.
Well, it's been 6 months since anyone has seen little Haley Cummings, but people here think about her every single day. Her smiling face can still be seen on this billboard right in the center of town. And anytime there are any new developments about her case, news travels fast. It didn't take long for people close to Haley Cummings to hear the latest developments on her case. According to a report from Texas Equisearch, Misty Crosland Cummings, the wife of Haley's father Ronald, has failed yet another polygraph test administered by the independent search team. The report says Crosland's stories are inconsistent and prove that she knows more about Haley's disappearance than she's letting on. It's something family friends say they've known all along. They believe the truth is finally coming out.
I think it's starting to come out. She's getting scared that the police are eventually going to know that she had something to do with it.
Again, these tests were not given by Putnam County Police. They were given by that independent search team. But Putnam County Police have long said that Misty Crosland does hold the key to this case. I guess right now, only time will tell. Reporting live in Satsuma, Leslie Corsi, Action News.
And we've learned that a journalist was allowed in the room while Misty Cummings was given the series of polygraph tests. According to him, Misty broke down in tears as she talked about her own sex abuse at the hands of family members. Those tests were videotaped, but those tapes have not been released to the public. Meantime, tonight we are also getting a look at a poem written to Haley Cummings by her mom, Crystal Sheffield.
She told Action News the poem helps her express the feelings she's had since her daughter disappeared. Here's an excerpt from the poem. I can see your face glowing with innocence and love. Your curls lay soft against your face as your memory lays soft on my heart. You can read the entire poem on actionnewsjax.com. Just click the Haley link under In Depth. You can also leave your comments about this story. Sharon E. writes, Crystal, I pray for you and your precious daughter. Stay with Action News and actionnewsjax.com for continuing coverage. Our other big story tonight, the weather and Tropical Storm Danny.
Yeah, Danny is holding its own tonight in the Atlantic. The storm expected to be another wave maker for northeast Florida. And we are also tracking storms a little closer to home. The rain really coming down on the south side right before dark. Some parts of town saw as much as 3 inches today.
That's right. Let's turn to the First Alert Weather Center now and Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
Yeah, west side got hit real hard today. That's where the heaviest rain was. That's where we saw the 3-inch amounts, and in some cases even more than that. We're not quite done yet, although First Alert Doppler HD showing that things have calmed down a great deal as they typically do this time of night. But like the last few nights, we have an onshore east wind. It's awfully muggy out there. And with onshore winds, we have rain developing now off the coast, and that will try to work inland a little later tonight east of St. Augustine. You can see a few showers. This should increase later tonight into early tomorrow morning, and some areas will be affected already by rush hour. So here is Danny. It's a very disorganized tropical storm. It will sort of just hold its own probably for the next 24 hours, maybe a little bit longer than that before it gets into an area more favorable for development, 45-mile-per-hour winds, and it's more than 750 miles east-southeast of Jacksonville. We'll have updated numbers by the end of this newscast. Still looks like a sharp northward turn, as we've been talking about for days now, well to the east of Jacksonville. That means the big problem is going to be wave action and rip currents with this storm as it moves off the east coast. Otherwise, for tomorrow morning, for your rush hour drive, 75 degrees, a couple of scattered showers, otherwise partly cloudy. Full First Alert forecast in just a few minutes.
And keep your pictures coming into Action News. Check this out. Surfer getting a good ride while Hurricane Bill was churning out at sea. You can see pictures on the news as well. Just upload them to actionnewsjax.com. Click on UCAM under your community. You'll find it on the left-hand side of your page.
The city budget battle is heating up, and tonight concerns over your safety are front and center. Jacksonville's top cop says he has to cut another $10 million from JSO's budget and warns that can mean fewer officers in your neighborhoods. Carl Torp is live on the Action Cam on the North Bank. His story is all new for you at 10.
Yeah, and Sheriff John Rutherford also compared the future of Jacksonville to a city in the Midwest that does not have a very good reputation when it comes to crime. Tonight we spoke with neighbors who say this is not a time for less police. Emma Sanders takes pride in her Northwest Jacksonville home and neighborhood. But she's not proud of this scene last night. A man shot outside his house just blocks away.
We need more police officers on the street, especially right up in our area.
Instead, the city could see fewer cops, less law enforcement. Sheriff John Rutherford addressed City Council Tuesday night and made certain it knew the consequences of a proposed $10 billion JSO budget cut.
That's going to be layoffs. There's no other way to address that, I don't believe, at this time.
Layoffs and a bleak future if folks don't feel safe in their neighborhoods.
If we don't address those issues, this city will go the way of Detroit. And the tax base moved out of that city. It imploded. That's where we're headed.
Action News has learned JSO officers could be headed for a 3% pay cut. The police union says that's not fair.
There are about 90-plus cities in front of us in the state of Florida who make more in starting salaries than the city of Jacksonville, and we're one of the top 5 cities in the state.
Emma Sanders doesn't need to crunch the numbers. Crime tape in her neighborhood makes things easy to understand.
The crime is going to get worse when the people know that, when the criminals know that there are no police is on the street. They're going to do more robbing and killing. So that's one thing they don't need to cut.
Sheriff John Rutherford also told City Council that if indeed his officers take a 3% cut, that only gets them halfway home to the $10 million. There will definitely be some layoffs involved, and the first to go probably community service officers and other programs that definitely have an impact on your public safety. Reporting live downtown, I'm Carl Torp, Action News.
And the sheriff says the city has dipped into the city pension fund to balance its budgets in the past. He says since that money is gone, it is unfair to ask city employees, including officers, to take a pay cut.
We're following breaking news tonight out of Georgia. 4 people are in jail after 2 separate murder arrests. Deputies in Glynn County arrested 17-year-old Catilius Middlebrook and 20-year-old DeAnthony Davis for the murder of Javier Robledo. Robledo was found with a gunshot wound Friday. Another man, Christopher Young, is charged with tampering with evidence. Officers also made an arrest in the murder at a local Pizza Hut. 21-year-old James Fuller is in custody tonight. He is accused of shooting Jeffrey Pennington in the chest and then leaving him to die.
New at 10, a tragedy that has touched the families of 5 local teens. Brandon Hodges is facing charges in the deaths of 4 of his friends. Police say he was driving illegally when a tire blew out. He's 15. The crash killed 4 teens. Brandon was released from jail, and he's allowed to play football. Well, tonight, the mother of one victim is standing behind him.
I know it wasn't that little boy's fault. I know it in my heart, and my daughter would want me to be here.
Brandon Hodges is home with his family tonight, and again, he will be allowed to practice with his football team. Well, we want to know what you think. These are new results from our web poll. 56% of you say he should be allowed to participate in school activities. 38% say no. 6% don't know. Tell us what you think by logging on to actionnewsjax.com. You'll find the web poll right there in the center of the page.